Hi, and welcome to Wednesday's program. Glad to have you here. Glad to know that we're still going to see some beautiful fall-like weather after this cold front makes its way through, which is not there yet. Still giving, and some folks giving some really heavy rains here, and we'll take a look at that in more detail in just a few seconds. A flood watch in effect until midnight tonight. Always glad to be here one of those days. Today, however, a little more so. Until 5 minutes ago, I didn't think I was going to have a show. A couple of reports I didn't get to finish editing that we'll get to tomorrow. A lot of times things break. Wires come unplugged or things of that nature. And to be honest today, it's been human error. I simply had clicked on something that I didn't know I had in my editing software, and it took me 2 hours to isolate it and figure it out. But here I am, and thank you for being with me tonight. I do have a COVID update for you. Spoke with our public health director, Pete Shepard, a few moments ago. We've got some other news on the COVID front statewide as well, and a host of other information, coverage of the Johnson County Fiscal Court meeting from night before last, a brief report on that, and some other news and information. And again, several birthdays to pass along to you tonight. We'll start with all of that in just about 30 seconds or so.
Banking from home or on the go has never been easier and will forever be an important and necessary part of life. And Sagersville National has been and will always be at the forefront of meeting and exceeding your financial needs and giving you the safest and most worry-free online and mobile banking so you can worry about the important things, like what's for dinner. They're there when you need them at the main and branch locations of the Sagersville National Bank.
Generally, COVID numbers have kind of peaked and are starting to fall in much of the United States. Slowly. It's going to be a slow fall until we more than likely have the next COVID variant. And that's just going to be a part of life. Here, as of late, we have seen some pretty consistent numbers out of the McGoffin County Health Department. Numbers which last week had increased from the week before. As of right now, we're close to being on par with last week with 2 more days to report.
Locally, top right of your screen, previous cases going back to the first of the year. I pull this graphic up sometimes from time to time. January is when we saw our peak, 270 cases a week. That's in just McGoffin County. Then we started to go down. That was our last and biggest peak. And then ultimately down to the 60s and 70s in February, March, we saw in the teens and stayed in the teens for quite some time. And then those cases started going back up. And as of the last couple of weeks, last week we had 57 from the McGoffin County Health Department. That was last week, 57 for McGoffin County total, but that was more than the 49 that we had the week prior, and 49 was actually lower than the 60, I think, 4 we had the week before that. So a bit of a back and forth. So 57, bottom line, for the last week, 7 days here in McGoffin County. But for this week counting, top left of your screen, we had 8 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday, 2 on Monday, 23 on your Tuesday, and 7 today. 45 and counting with 2 more days to go. So we'll be close to last week's average in some form or fashion. We'll find out when we wrap up COVID for the week on Friday. The health department as well wants to let you know that they are giving out boosters and the first vaccine if you haven't got either round. Right now, they're going to continue to do it every Tuesday until the need is no longer there or the demand. Walk in, 50 years and older, walk in 9 to noon every Tuesday at the McGoffin County Health Department. Turning to state and some national data, this is the map, of course, that was last updated on your last Friday. Friday of last week, we had, or Monday of last week, I should say, when the positivity rating is updated, it was at 17.89%, down from 19.1. However, it was updated this week, yesterday, and is back up. Positivity rating has gone from 17.89 to 18.41 this week. Now, as far as globally, did a little research today, for the entire world, new cases are stable. They've kind of plateaued from the 1 week to the last week. Deaths are down worldwide about 9% according to the WHO. Keep in mind, there are 6.9 million new cases and 14,000 deaths every day around the globe at this point, even taking into consideration the declines or the plateaus. In the United States, we're seeing about 109,000 new cases a day. That's an average number. That number is down 15% from about 2 weeks ago. So the United States is still on a downhill slope. We hope it continues, and we hope to see McGoffin County, as well as regional parts of the state, are usually the last to do so, but hopefully will continue to follow suit.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
Keywords right now at the seasonal shop: new arrivals. They've got new fall shorts and more coming in soon, but they're already fully stocked on cello jeans and cutoffs, and they're now carrying Hornet football, hats, tees, and sweatshirts just in time for the season, and all proceeds go to the McGoffin County Quarterback Club, plus new Ridge and Holler designs, some that need no explanation, and a complete new line of fall baby clothes. And remember, they have baby and wedding registry. They also have a new line by Capri Blue, where fashion meets fragrance. Amazingly pleasing scents across a line of candles, diffusers, soaps, lotions, and perfumes for home, car, and the bath. And right now, and just before school, all summer clothes are 50% off this week at the seasonal shop in downtown Salyersville.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
I just got off the phone literally seconds ago with Neil Adams of the Salyersville Police Department, who says that local retailers have simply had enough. And he says that he's putting thieves on notice. As many times as local stores can supply video or concrete evidence of shoplifters, he will arrest and hopefully they will be prosecuted. Case in point, he says, in the dollar store on Parkway Drive this week, getting video of a reported theft when another one actually took place while he was there, watching that video, with the suspect even stopping to talk to the officer when he exited the store.
Adams says that after getting a report from the dollar store there on Parkway Drive that someone believed to have been Benji Salyermans had stolen a t-shirt and a baseball cap or hat from the store, Adams went to investigate and watch the surveillance video, which did show just that, and that while doing so, before leaving the store, he was actually approached by the man on the left, Clarence Gibson, who was acting nervous and spoke to the officer as he exited. The officer thought it peculiar, went back and watched the current surveillance video and watched Gibson steal some sort of a bandage worth about $4.78 and stuff it in his pockets, throw away or discard the original packaging, and then walk out the store. Both have since been charged with theft by unlawful taking, shoplifting, and lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. Gibson, at this hour, a few moments ago, was still incarcerated, has been there for a couple of days. Salyermans had apparently been released.
Next, a birthday wish or two on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar.
First up, a keeper of a lot of birthdays, and we wish to thank her for that. With a lot of love from Jackie. Happy birthday tonight, it says, to Audra. That's Audra Salyer. Happy birthday to you from Jackie. happy, happy, happy birthday. And Janet Davis, some family and friends chimed in and said, please wish her the happiest of birthday wishes again tonight, going out to Janet Davis as well. Happy, happy birthday to you. So, coming up this Saturday, listen, the horse park, I've been down there. I haven't been to a show, but I've been down there doing some other things business-wise, and it is nice. The sound system just got a major upgrade. It's one of the best outside systems I've heard, and I'm a bit of an audiophile in that regard. And it's all going to make for a wonderful show. That with the weather this Saturday, 7:30 at the Horse Park. They've got 28 classes. This is sponsored by the Sagersville Masonic Lodge. Entry fee, Class 1 is free. Classes 2 to 24, $15. A championship, $25. They've got a juvenile championship, open racking, open mountain, and country pleasure. And they hope to see you there. $5 admission. Kids 12 and under get in free this Saturday at the McGoffin County Horse Park on 460. And remember, next Monday, the District 3 Volunteer Fire Department's having their wonderfully prepared, super tasty, and scrumptious fish fry fundraiser. 5 to 8 carry out only. That's, of course, fish, fries, puppies, slaw. Add a drink for $1. $9, you're out the door with an incredible meal and an incredible way helping them raise funds to be matched by Community Day, which, of course, is going to be off. I don't say offline because it's kind of online, but not in person this year. You know where I'm going, right? And, of course, announcements like all of those can be on the show each and every night that you have one for free. So just let me know. From there, we now go on to tonight's funeral service announcements. I now have arrangements which have been set for 83-year-old Sally Jo Arnett Tate of Salyersville. She passed away Sunday. The daughter of the late Harry Dean and Orpha Salyer Arnett. She's survived by her son Jasper Tate, Yvonne Denise Tate, and 7 grandkids. She's preceded in death by her husband Jasper, and services in her honor start tomorrow at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation is until 9 tonight. And services have been arranged for 71-year-old Catherine May Williams Bailey of Campton. She passed away Monday, the daughter of Arnold and Delpha Oxshire Williams of Right-Hand Middle Fork. She was married to Donnie Bailey. She has 3 children, Randy Back, Amanda Back, and Melinda Bailey. She's survived as well by 3 grandchildren, sisters Carolyn Sue Williams, Eunice Arnett, and Gloria Bailey, and brother Roy Williams. Services begin Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock from the McGoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. Visitation will begin tomorrow after 2 and last till 9 o'clock on Thursday evening. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Salyersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy. The convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service. And the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Salyersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Check out the latest in savings on new sets of tires and vehicle maintenance at Conley's, like $150 back on Goodyears, $120 back on Bridgestones, and big deals on Firestone, Hankook, General, and more. All with perfect snap-on balancing, and where they only charge $35 for state-of-the-art computer diagnostics to fix exactly what you need and get you back on the road. On the web at conleytire.net or stop by in Staffordsville.
Stop in at Prohibition today. We have hot coffee, iced coffees, frappuccinos. If you're not a fan of coffee, we have non-coffee beverages like Freshies or Red Bull Kickers. Stop in today for a pup cup, whipped cream and dog treats designed specifically for your pup to make their tails wag. Try our delicious donuts from Gracefully Made Donuts, cheesecake and brownies from our local cheesecake lady, and an assortment of other delicious pastries from Rutabaker's Bakery in Moorhead. Stop in or drive through. We're open till 8 p.m. every day, located on the Parkway next to Appalachian Smoke.
A lot of things to look forward to. Heather's going to be covering it in the paper. I couldn't get it together today as far as a story for the news, but something I hope they do every year, if not more often. But the social inclusion awareness walk that they had Monday night was really wonderful. Drew a big crowd, and I think it was a fabulous idea. Look for that in the paper tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have everything together here on the show for it before the end of the week. With that said, I do have tonight coverage of the Johnson County Fiscal Court meeting. It began with Judge McKenzie recognizing Sue Smith. She recently passed away, very active member of her Red Bush community, but also a faithful solid waste commissioner for over 10 years in Johnson County.
Following that, Judge McKenzie and the court also recognized that Johnson County, like we here in Magoffin, were spared by the flooding that so many of our eastern Kentucky neighbors saw, but they too, like Magoffin, saw some infrastructure, roads, culverts, and things like that damaged, which will need repair. He also reminded everyone that the city garage on 3rd Street, the old Lowe's building on Route 40 for folks my age and older, I guess, is the designated site for any donations should you like to take anything to help those flood victims. It's open Monday through Friday, and he says, every little bit helps.
I know they took a U-Haul load today to Floyd County. What they're collecting this week is what's being collected will go to Breathitt County in the end of the week. So that's going to continue on. So, as we encourage people, every little bit helps. We understand that it can be challenging at times for folks to be able to provide support, but a roll of paper towels is a roll of paper towels, and every little bit helps. So whatever you can do to help, that's very much appreciated. That drop-off is going to be open from 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock Monday through Friday this week. So if you have supplies, the focus is on cleaning supplies at this point because that's where they are in their stage of recovery. We have also been asked and had phone calls about folks who want to make monetary donations. There's two that I typically will direct them to. One is the East Kentucky Flood Relief Fund, which was set up by the state. And there's also the Foundation for Appalachia, East Kentucky Flood Relief, and you can earmark those contributions for the East Kentucky Flood Assistance. So those are two sources or two recipients of funds that will go directly to help the folks in our region.
In other business, the judge referred to the solid waste roadside pickup program, just giving a monthly update as they often do, and to date, 1,221 bags of garbage collected over 70 miles of Johnson County roads, largely by a lot of volunteers, but a lot of employees as well. He also referred to the appliance buyback program. It's going through this Friday in Johnson County, then it's over. Any old appliances you want to get rid of, Johnson Countyans, take them to Apple Valley Sanitation. They'll give you a voucher. You can turn that voucher into a check. Van Leer is said to be, he says, seeking certification as one of Eastern Kentucky's latest or newest trail towns, keeping the court up to date on their efforts to be a part of that, of course, tourism boom, what we hope is going to continue to be so and even bigger here in Eastern Kentucky. With McKenzie also saying that they are advertising for bids at this time. They approved advertising of bids for that boardwalk, sidewalk, kayak launch project over at the Paintsville Lake that was unveiled a few weeks ago. I showed you that big ceremony. They hope to have it actually done by fall, possibly. And of course, will offer access to those who have limited mobility to the lake and to the kayak launch, and also access for the general public as well. And lastly, the judge and commissioners addressed Apple Valley Sanitation's request for a rate adjustment at $1 per month for residential rates, as well as a fuel surcharge.
The Solid Waste Commission has met, and our franchise hauler, Apple Valley Sanitation, has requested an adjustment in rates for residential solid waste pickup. The Solid Waste Commission is recommending an adjustment of $1 per month with also with a fuel surcharge, which is what we're seeing in the industry right now, of $1, which lowers as fuel prices lower. So the process, and Mr. Endicott's been involved with, as well as Judy Daniel, the process is Solid Waste Commission meets and they review the information provided by the contract hauler, franchise hauler, and then they make a recommendation to us for our approval. Based on what we're seeing with our neighboring counties, this is certainly in line with what we're seeing in the industry. We all know that the cost of fuel is impacting tremendously, and our franchise hauler obviously puts a lot of miles covering our roughly 300 miles of roads, just in county roads, and so obviously they are challenged to continue to provide the services they provide, but they're under contract for another year and a half. The current contract that was signed back in November of 18. So it's our recommendation and the recommendations of the Solid Waste Commission for this adjustment for our residential rates.
And that rate request was approved by the commissioners on the Johnson County Fiscal Court before they adjourned. Well, it's almost over. Cold front's almost gone. A few more showers, possibly heavy at times, but tomorrow is going to be the first of several beautiful dry days. And even after that, still only a few shower chances throughout your 7-day.
Definitely not over, but we can see the sunshine at the end of the green tunnel. I don't know where, I'm not sure where I was going with that. Nevertheless, here's the loop for the last 90 minutes, pulling in a bit closer. Still a lot of moisture to come, so keep that in mind. Flash flood watch in effect until to midnight tonight for a very good reason. We're still going to see some more showers and maybe some thunderstorms and some decent rain for a lot of eastern Kentucky before it's all said and done. It will be all said and done by tomorrow, I promise. I don't promise much about the weather, but I promise. Tonight, mainly up until about 9 or 10, the bulk of those showers, but lingering thereafter in a low of 69. Tomorrow, partly sunny and 79 beautiful degrees. It's going to be a very nice, dry, cool Thursday by comparison. Cool, close to 80, but definitely cooler on your Friday. Now, keep in mind, if you look on Thursday's 4-page there, you'll see a 20% chance of showers. That's like 2 to 3 a.m. tomorrow night into your Friday morning. There's that 1 hour window where we've got a 20% chance of some showers that might pass through. That's going to be it. There's nothing to it, not much more than that. I'm not going to give it much more attention. I'm not going to give it any more. In fact, we're on to Saturday and check it out. Oh, it's so nice to see. Hope to see more of it. Clear, sunny, dry skies. Cooler Friday, 76 into the 50s. We will fall a bit cool, certainly fall-like on your Friday and Friday night. Sunny, mostly clear across the board. A bit warmer. We'll perk up to about 80 degrees on your Saturday, but still sunny. Nothing more than a partly cloudy sky or two that night. 58 degrees, closer to 60. And for the latter half of your weekend, we're going to hover right around that 79, 80 degree mark again at 79. Partly sunny. Now, yes, after that, the greens start coming back, and we see a 30 to 20% chance of some showers and storms Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But, I mean, by comparison to the forecast as of the past many weeks, I'm excited about that. Partly sunny, and look at the mild air rolling all the way through this time next week. I mean, we struggle to get to the 80s and probably won't Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. It's going to be a very, very nice and welcome change. Long way from fall, folks. It's not even the middle of August as of yet, but a little break's going to be nice.
And that'll do it for this Wednesday. I hope you have tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent in your hand before I see you next, or at least soon thereafter. It will be out on newsstands bright and early tomorrow. Again, a lot of news in there. She was literally, that being Heather, my editor, running out of space today. It's a good problem to have. Good problem to have. Hope you make it a read and a must-see, and hope to see you back here again tomorrow night. Thank you for watching.